Tiny Rebel, Stay Puft, Marshmallow Porter.
Life is too short to be drinking shitty beer.
Welcome to another edition of Bands, Bikes and Beers Reviews. Fucking hell, that's a bit of a mouthful. I've just had an 11% Belgian quadruple, so if I'm slurring a little bit, you will know why. But next beer of the evening is from Tiny Rebel. If you've never heard of Tiny Rebel, they are a really, really good brewery from Newport in South Wales. I actually came across these when they were involved in a dispute with Hugo Boss about the name of a beer. Hugo Boss tried to sue them, and all that. They did actually. They won the case and all that. But that was how I actually came across them. I think it was in 2011 or something. I think it was. I can't remember. It was back then. But yeah, they basically got taken to court by Hugo Boss because they was calling one of their beers Boss, and Boss think they've got the name copyrighted, which don't even fucking start me off because I'll be ranting and raving for ages about that. Suffice to say, I've discovered Tiny Rebel. They're a really good brewery. I've had quite a few of their beers and they've all been good. Not had a bad one, put it that way, and I'm hoping this is going to be a good one. It's called Stay Puft. Now, I've got a mate, well, he was more an acquaintance really, from years ago, and he had a massive dragon tattooed on his back, and he got a nickname of Puff after Puff the Magic Dragon. And it sometimes when he went up north, it backfired on him. And I remember him telling me a story about because do you know what? To this day, I don't even know what his real name was. Everyone called him Puff, and he went up. I think it might have been on a scooter rally or something like that. And he went up north. I think it was Burnley or somewhere, and went into the hotel and all the names were booked, and the bloke who owned the hotel, he went, "Who's this geezer, Puff?" And that was it. Yeah, anyway, I'm digressing, but yeah, Stay Puft is probably going to be pronounced a bit different up north. And, who am I to cast aspersions? Anyway, let's stop talking fucking bollocks and let's see what is in this can. Right, it is a 5.2% porter, a marshmallow porter from Tiny Rebel. There's a genre that's been sort of created out of thin air, and it's called pastry stouts. And they're usually very sweet. They've got lots of adjuncts in them and flavourings, and they were called pastry stouts because they didn't really taste of true beer, but they were so sweet and, really sort of artificial flavouring, etc. And I've tried a few of them, and to be honest, they're not that great. I don't know whether this falls under that category. Now, for starters, it's a porter, which doesn't have the body of a stout. So this, I really don't know what to expect, but let's see what it is. It's 5.2%, as I say, in the ABV. And this is something I really like about Tiny Rebel. They put all the tasting notes on the side of the can. So it looks dark, which you would expect from a porter. On the nose, it's sweet toasted marshmallow. Nice. The taste is s'mores, whatever that means. S'mores? I don't know. And they've got a load of stuff there. The font's too small. I'm not going to make myself sound retarded drinking it. Suffice to say, it's Tiny Rebel, so it could well be a really good beer. Let's shut up talking and let's get this open. Right, on the nose, let's have a look. And as they say, toasted marshmallow, very sweet. Sweet, creamy, almost vanilla. Which on the side of the can it says, we have one rule, never just make vanilla ice cream. But this really does remind me, I think it's vanilla. It's very sugary, sweet. Now this could go two ways. Let's pour it in the glass and see what's in the glass. Right, it's very dark, as you'd expect from a porter. It's a 330ml can, so it's not going to fill this glass. Fair bit of carbonation on there. There it is in the glass. Yeah, can't see through that at all. That is solid on the nose out of the glass. Wow, super sweet. It smells just like a marshmallow. I've got a little story about marshmallows actually. I can't remember where I'd been. I've been out on the bike and I ended up in a barbecue. I'd parked the bike and my missus had gone somewhere and I ended up at this barbecue and I was absolutely fucking roaring drunk. I wasn't driving, I wasn't riding drunk, so you know, but I ended up at this barbecue. But I was a bit pissed when I got there. I might have been at football actually, I can't remember, it's so long ago. But I'd had a few at the barbecue and all that and I fell asleep near the fire. It was quite cold and there was like a big fire and I had these boots on. They were bike boots. This was what's making me think I was on the bike. And I remember my feet were absolutely freezing and I remember sort of half falling asleep, half pissed. I remember thinking, oh, my feet are getting nice and warm now and all that, blah, blah, blah. And I could smell burning rubber. The soles of my boot had caught fire and I was basically on fire. But there was people around, the point of the story, there was people around the fire that were toasting marshmallows. And they woke me up saying, excuse me, but your feet are on fire. So that saved me, but the boots were a write-off. They were just burnt to a crisp. Let's stop gassing and let's start drinking. Wow, super sweet. And a very sweet aftertaste as well. What's that? That tastes, I'm trying to think what that tastes like. It's like a creamy, sweet. It does taste like marshmallow, but it tastes like something else as well. And I'm trying to think what it is. It's a mixture between coffee and marshmallow. So if you can imagine one of them Ponzi coffees you buy from Costa, where they throw the marshmallows in. I think that's what they've tried to do here. They've tried to capture that flavour of the coffee with the marshmallows. Now, I don't go into Ponzi drinks like that. I'll just drink a cup of tea if I ever go into Costa, which is rare, even though my stepdaughter works in Costa, or did until this coronavirus bollocks. But I've had a taste of some of the coffee she brings home. Some of the abominations, like with whipped cream and, you know, fucking, they look like ice cream. But this, I'm getting that. There's the coffee and there's the sweetness. And it is. It's like a vanilla, very sweet vanilla essence. But there's a bitterness to it as well that's coming from the coffee. I really can't see that. It's got lactose in it, right? Yeah, that would explain a lot. And it's got hops in it. There's absolutely no hops in there whatsoever. It's basically coffee malt and a lot of marshmallow sweetness, which is coming across as vanilla. The lactose is making the mouth feel quite nice. It goes down really well. It's got quite a bit of body to it. So, as I said, I tried the Flavoured porter yesterday from Lidl's. It was pretty crap, but really weak. body to it. This has got a nice body to it, and I think it's because of the lactose, and it goes down very nicely indeed. There was some carbonation at the start, that's gone now, and I'm left with that. Yeah, it's just coffee, sweet coffee, well no, bitter coffee, sweet marshmallow, mixed between the two. So what's the verdict? I suppose this could really be called a pastry stout. If the alcohol was higher, normally the pastry stouts have got high ABV. If it was a high ABV, this could potentially be called a pastry stout. You know, is it a real, class of beer? I suppose it is really, but this isn't really my thing. It comes across as a bit of a novelty beer. It's a bit too sweet for me. It's not unpleasant. I'll probably give this to my missus. She'll probably drink that, and my stepdaughter as well. She loves coffee and she loves marshmallow, so she'd probably like this. But it's not for me, to be honest. And I can see why Tiny Rebel have done it. I call these novelty type beers, and it's not something I'm mad on. I'd give it a 5 out of 10. It's not doing anything bad, but it's not really doing anything for me at all. So yeah, 5 out of 10, and recommended if you like your sweet flavoured stouts. I mean, some of them are quite nice, but not for me. Not the marshmallow, it's just a bit too overpoweringly sweet. So there you go. And remember, beer is working class champagne.